Code to Enhance Learning presents CEL SpotLight, our podcast series that shares the coding journeys of students and teachers told through their own perspectives. I am Ayush, a grade 9 student and a volunteer with CEL. Today, I have two eminent guests with me who play an important role in partnering with CEL. Mr. Yatindra Sharma, ex-director of KHS India and currently head of Invesco Fiscal Services, and Ms. Angana Nanavati, CEO at Social Venture Partners.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayush. I'm 14 years old and currently studying in the 9th grade. I'm a volunteer at CEL and I warmly welcome you to the CEL Spotlight podcast. In our previous episodes, I have spoken to individuals who are embracing new ideas through coding and technology and transforming their lives. Today, I have the privilege of interviewing two special guests. Ms. Angana Nanavati ma'am, CEO at Social Venture Partners Ahmedabad, and Shri Yatindra Sharma sir, ex-director of KHS India and currently head of Invesco Fiscal Services. Both of our esteemed guests have played a pivotal role in CEL's journey, and we are very happy to have them with us today. Hello Angana ma'am, hello Yatindra sir.
Yeah, hello, how are you? Nice to see you, Ayush.
Nice to see you too, sir. I warmly welcome you to our podcast today. Ma'am, let's begin with you for this podcast. Can you share a bit about your journey with Social Venture Partners and what inspired you to get involved in initiatives like Code to Enhance Learning, which focuses on empowering students with coding and 21st century skills?
Thank you for that question. And it's a very important question. And I think just touching upon a little bit of my life journey, I think I had the privilege of understanding what the underserved sector of India looked like and what kind of assistance was needed. And when SVP came into, my vision or my worldview, it was a very obvious choice to join an initiative like this, which doesn't only give monetary support but gives expertise from individuals who have them to organizations who need them, and especially in this space, which is helping India grow. So that was my journey with SVP. And organizations like CEL, I think, we support a few more like them as well, but it is just such a thrill to see the same kind of opportunities being made available to children from the underserved communities as are those from the privileged spaces. So that is one thing that really inspires me to work with CEL on a continuing basis.
Thank you, Angana ma'am. It's inspiring to see how a shared vision for empowering students can create such a significant impact. Next question to Yatindra sir. So your experience spans across the corporate and financial worlds. How do you think corporate responsibility and social impact intersect and enhance each other?
Yeah, Ayush, it's a very good question. And let me tell you, when you are talking about being in industry, you are also a corporate citizen. You are not out of that ecosystem which you are there in society. So at the end of the day, the wealth creation, whatever you do, it has to reach out to everyone to whom you are connected. Your employees, your stakeholders, your suppliers, and of course society. So point is that whatever you are doing, you have to engage yourself in a manner that part of the wealth what you create has to go to causes which can make impact in the social fabric where it is required. So industry cannot remain insulated from society. At the end of the day, you are part of the society and you are a corporate citizen. And more so, it is important with a country like India where the economic disparity is so large. It becomes more important for industry to participate in this space and contribute in an effective manner. Apart from writing checks, I think it is engaging yourself in a manner what is required. Likewise, in my earlier project, we had very specially taken up a couple of projects where we talked about capability enhancement of students who are into ITI. And we used to train 200 students every year, free of cost, to improve their employability. And there, we were training them in all possible trades with a world-class facility and world-class manufacturing systems.
Thank you, Yatindra sir. Your insights into the synergy between corporate responsibility and social impact truly highlight the importance of collaborations like CEL. So, Angna ma'am, at CEL, we believe in creating future ready students through coding education. From your perspective, why is coding and technology critical for students in rural and underserved communities?
I think that's a very, very obvious question, Ayush, right? Because you see the world going and moving in a direction where everything is run by technology. If you give them quality education, a part of that quality education has to deal with technology and becoming proficient with technology. Because without that, being a part of this world is you're just starting at a space which is not equal if you do not know technology. So in that sense, I think not only availability, I mean, you look at agriculture, or you look at animal husbandry, or you look at anything that you might not see the obvious interaction of technology with today is being interjected with a lot of different kinds of technical help and support, and it's just improving the quality, it's improving the outcomes, it's improving the lives of people. So, for all of these reasons, it is very important for us to have technology be an all-pervasive force, because it is the way forward. So, having a handle on technology is just so important for any child.
I completely agree, Angana ma'am. Even I think that underserved communities should have some way of learning these important skills, because this can help them in the future if they want to pursue any career that involves software or coding. Also, how was your experience been working with CEL, and any particular memory you want to share that touched you or made you happy?
If you are talking about one incident in particular, I think it was the very first time that I interacted with the hackathon that happened in Ahmedabad. The passion and the enthusiasm that the children in the schools here approached the CEL curriculum with was extremely encouraging. It wasn't your regular theoretical, practical computer course, which could get boring, but it was something which gave children an opportunity to be creative, be collaborative, and also have a sense of competition within them. And I think that was my first interaction with CEL, and that really kind of solidified the fact that our support can do wonders in multiplying the effort that they were making in this one area to multiple areas and reach out to multiple students.
Thank you, Angana ma'am. That story illustrates the power of education to transform lives. So, for Yatindra sir, why did you choose Code to enhance learning? What role do you play in this organization, and what is your vision for CEL and its beneficiaries?
Basically, if I look at coding I did in my earlier years, maybe 40 years ago, when I did my MBA. We used to create programs on punch card, and that used to be tested out on mainframe computers. I'm talking about very, very long. And we used to take an appointment at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research to run a program. The point is that coding is like you are architect of a concept. If you look at an architect with his competence and capability, he will design something which is visualizing. Similarly, coding is a kind of capability which will allow you to visualize a problem and finding a solution in a manner what you may like to find a solution. Likewise, just to give an idea that if you want to create, say you are in a society chairman and you want to create a society not only accounts but some of the information flags and everything, then you know very well that how to create that concept. Now, to create that concept, you need to have competency of coding, and coding has evolved over a period of time. At once upon a time, we used to be Fortran and Basic and COBOL languages, which were very, very considered to be very complex at that point of time. But those languages have evolved in terms of visuals, in terms of icons, and so many things. And point is that with that, if you want to create a program, you want to learn coding from basic natural way, instead of learning a language and then understanding a problem and then creating a concept. So CEL is talking about creating a coding concept natural way. What you see around, you try to implement in your Scratch program, what you have picked up from MIT labs, US. And that gives a direct connect with your capability and what you see around. Likewise, if you want to see an object running, then how you can make it running. Say, for example. Now that allows you to practice on your CEL, platform, and that gives a very very natural orientation to students to go to the next languages like JavaScript or whatever languages are there, where their ability to understand such languages and then to create a program will be a much more efficient way than you struggle hard to learn a language and then you try to write a program and try to understand the concept and find a solution. So point is that CEL has found a very basic, but I should say a very very creative way of connecting underprivileged children to understand that what coding is and how it can be seen in current situation and current environment. And that's what we could see a small glimpse while we visited one school and we saw that CL lab. Point is that it is just the beginning, and on that you build up the capability of children which can come to them natural way. And that is something which is very, very unique about CEL. And that's what I feel that this was very good initiative by CEL and we connected with you.
Thank you, Yatindra sir. Your commitment to the vision of CEL is truly commendable, and also how you mentioned why you chose CEL was also pretty inspiring, and how you visited a school and saw CEL there was also pretty nice to hear about. So, ma'am, sir, next we will have a fun rapid fire round where I will ask questions in turn to each of you, and you have to give quick and short answers. We will start with the first question with Angana ma'am, and the next Yatindra sir will be on to answer the next question. So ma'am and sir, are you ready?
Absolutely, go ahead.
What's the one piece of technology you can't live without, Angana ma'am?
I think it's my phone. Everything is on my phone today.
Yatindra sir, in one word, what does the future of education look like to you?
Education will turn into education without classrooms.
Angana ma'am, what's one book, podcast, or resource that has inspired your approach to leadership and impact?
I'm reading a book by Deepak Jayaraman currently, Unlocking Your Capabilities, some such, and it's a very beautiful book.
Yatindra sir, if you get a chance to have dinner with any historical or ideal person, who would it be?
I would like to meet Abraham Lincoln.
Angana ma'am, if you had a magic wand to solve one global issue, what would it be?
Equal opportunity. I think it doesn't matter where anyone comes from or what they wish to do. They might want to stay at home, they might want to drive a rickshaw, but the fact that they have the option is so important. And they're doing it out of their willingness and not because it's a compulsion.
Yatindra sir, what's the one change you would like to see in the world today?
Creativity at the peak.
Well, in my opinion, that was pretty fun. Thank you for your great enthusiasm in the rapid fire round. So before we wrap up this interview, we're going to move on to some closing thoughts. So, what message would you like to share with our audience, whether they are potential donors, mentors, or educators, about why investing in education technology for underprivileged students is a game changer for society? We'll start with you, Angana ma'am.
Thanks, Ayush. I think it's very apparent. People like you getting inspired to even give back to the social space through a medium which brings people at the same level. So that you're no longer talking about somebody who's only had opportunity to go in a government school not having the same skill sets as somebody who's come from a private school. That has been a big disparity for India thus far as education or any other sector is concerned. Organizations like CEL are taking away that disparity, and I think they just need more steam and more power to conquer the world.
Yatindra sir, what are your thoughts on why investing in education for underserved communities is a game changer for society?
The education for underprivileged children will give them the hope to grow and capability to dream. You are not poor by resources, but you are poor by ideas. When you have perception that you are poor, you are poor. But when you have that enthusiasm and ability to dream, then you can reach any heights where you want. And there, the trigger, the enabler for underprivileged children is education. Education is not information load, because information load is now very much available in Google and all kinds of electronic media online. So that is not education. Education is to have an open mind, to receive ideas whatever they are around, and then to weave up your own dream, that what idea you would like to make it happen. And that is what education allows you to explore yourself. And this is something which is very, very basic fundamental right of any individual in society, whether he comes from any class. The opportunity for everybody should be there, and that is where the society has to work very hard, because that is what you can leave it for the next generation. And this is something where everybody has to feel responsible. It is not government's job. Government can provide resources. Maybe they can provide some regulations to keep it in a correct direction. But at the end of the day, the society has to consciously participate in making such opportunities available to everybody. And there, the underprivileged children, they must be given that confidence and faith that they can also do it. They can also become astronaut. They can also become president of India like APJ Abdul Kalam, or they can become a president of US like Abraham Lincoln. And why I remembered Abraham Lincoln? Very interesting. There is an anecdote. After getting elected as president of USA, the first time in Senate when he rose to address the Senate, somebody sarcastically remarked that, "Oh, Abraham, your father used to make shoes for my family." Now, point is that the entire crowd was stunned, because this was a very negative, sarcastic remark by a senator. So, what Abraham Lincoln said, very interesting. Yes, I know that my father used to make very nice shoes. And point is that he used to make wonderful shoes, and that is where there are no complaints. And if you have any complaint, I also know how to make shoes. I will repair it for you. And I am proud of my father that he was the best shoemaker in the world. So that is the confidence what we have to give it to any individual, where the individual can dream, individual can work very hard and prove himself what idea he is having. And that is where we see in society today, I mean, with such small contributions, whatever we can do, we are seeing wonderful results. And that what is visible, while you talk about the world chess champion, he is not from a rich family. He is from a middle class family. If you look at the merit list of 12th standard in any state, out of 10, 5-6 children will be from classes where, their parents are, having struggled to support their dreams. But at the end of the day, it is idea and dreams are more important than the resources. If you have a great idea, the resources will follow. And I think that is where we feel excited to associate with organizations like CEL, where you people are working to awake these dreams in children and give them the vision to grow. And that is where I think you are doing a great job, and we are happy to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yatindra sir and Angana ma'am, for sharing such powerful messages. Your passion for creating a brighter future through education and technology is truly inspiring. And it inspires me, and I'm sure it'll inspire the audience who is watching this as well. Taking the time to share your thoughts with us has been a priceless experience. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ayush. Thank you.
In today's world, learning technology and coding is essential for every student, as these skills will shape our future. Friends, do remember that every effort we make towards enabling digital education today shapes a better tomorrow for countless students. Keep learning, keep growing, and continue to be a part of this ever-evolving tech-driven world. My regards to all of you. Thank you.